German car culture, deutsche Autokultur. What do we have that other countries don't have? Why do people come to our country every month to participate in something that is almost only to be found in my country?
Zu viel Rauch, ich seh dein Gesicht nicht mehr. Zu viel Kälte, ich spür deine Hand nicht mehr. All dein Zweifel, dein Verstand, ausgebrannt. Zu viel Rauch, ich spür deine Hand nicht mehr. All dein Zweifel, dein Verstand, deine Angst, ausgebrannt.
Compared to something like the colorful car culture in Thailand and Southeast Asia, Germany will seem a bit more gray and industrial, and it carries a cold undertone which can be eerie at times. But exactly that is what makes Germany. We take the ruins of an abandoned building and we rebuild it into one of the most internationally known clubs.
The most exclusive and coolest club in all of Europe.
Berghain, so they took over and they made a really great job. But it was not this, it was not this period, this time when the wall came down, This was our story, The treasure was also the history, how the young people came together, how this historical moment, this momentum, how they came together and how techno became the soundtrack for the reunification.
Reunification and building things out of ruins is exactly what gives me this vibe when I see the dark undertone here and the grayness. Something built out of pure hope, and they happen to rescue and save the entire region from absolute poverty.
In einer Zeit der Erwerbslosigkeit fanden nun täglich Tausende von Arbeitslosen eine Beschäftigung. Technische Hilfsmittel waren so gut wie nicht vorhanden. Um die Nürburg schlängelte sich jetzt das weiße Band, über 28 Kilometer lang. Aufgeteilt in die Nordschleife mit knapp 23 Kilometer und 154 Kurven und die Südschleife mit knapp 8 Kilometer und 20 Kurven.
Due to the culture that has been born in this place, the Touristenfahrten, the people that take their cars there, and then the garages that are there to repair your cars and to build your cars and transform those cars into ring tools, right? That is an entire culture in itself. But that's only part of what is the polarizing car culture in Germany, because there's so many layers to it, and this is the total opposite of what I'm about to show you. What better event to showcase the polarizing car culture of Germany than Car Friday? And we were about to participate in it for this time, and it is my actual first time to be there myself, so we have a look at it together. Now we have a few hours to go. I had to get Jill first from Aachen, and Aachen is an interesting city.
Hello, Jill.
Aachen. Like always, I forgot most of my stuff at home, so I had to get camera equipment on the go. Luckily, some of our gas stations have what I needed. I needed a very ancient cable that is not sold anywhere at all anymore, which is an aux cable. I won't lie, one of the few times I'm kind of glad we're still a little bit in the Stone Age here, but yeah. Just one more hour and we're insanely late, like really late. You should never actually be arriving this late. And you will see in a minute why exactly you're not supposed to be this late. It's gonna be so many people from so many countries from all over Germany are coming to this place. And here again. How many times I've been here in the last few weeks? Are you guys ready for your first car experience? Yes. Oh wait, not your first. Yeah. And we only just arrived and people were already here. And this is exactly why you're supposed to arrive early. Now, you had to wait hours on top of hours to reach wherever you wanted to go around the ring, right? If that was Brünnchen or the boulevard, at least every now and then you got to see some pretty cool cars. It still felt fairly organized. I'm not sure if that's because there was so much police this time. Did not seem as chaotic as last time, because this is the space where people do this kind of stuff.
Das gibt eine Anzeige.
There's a lot of pops and bangs tunes today. So this is the fullest. Oops. Yeah, this is the fullest I've ever seen Brünnchen. At least outside of 24 hours. It could also be that it seems way more organized because we were so late, but this is also the reason why I did not want to park my car here. I parked it like 15 minutes away from here. We arrived at Brünnchen, and this time it's much fuller than usually, of course. And I did not expect it to be this crowded here, but it's extremely crowded. So if you want to come here, plan ahead for like a day before maybe. I do want to show you guys the polarizing car culture of Germany, not only because it's extremely difficult to modify any of these cars here. So if you see any of those done in Germany, that means they went through all the hassle of getting everything, you know, TÜV certified, and it's a huge process. Unlike in Thailand, for example, where almost anything goes, here in Germany, it's much more difficult. Now, every part that you install to your car needs a TÜV certificate. And TÜV tests basically if those parts are safe to be put on your car. For example, for my BMW, I needed no certificate. These parts are genuine BMW 1M parts. But usually you need a TÜV certified part. And after you've installed it, TÜV needs to check if everything is safely installed. If your car has no TÜV certified parts, the police can basically confiscate it and ask you to change it. Not only that, you know, makes it difficult in our country. We're really restricted with what we are allowed to do, right? So there's not much of this, but somehow we do have something crazy like this here, which is the home of motorsports, basically. And on the same time, people around from here really don't like the type of event from today, because people do burnouts, and it's so polarizing. Like on one side you have people that come here and really love cars and the culture, and on the other side you have people that ruin the vibe with burnouts and whatnot.
Now that's edgy as fuck.
And on the other side, you just have people that appreciate everything of it, right? So yeah, this is one of the only places in the world where you can step on a legendary racetrack like this for 30 euros and just send it, right? Like everyone can do that. And I get why people are afraid that events like this might get this shut down, but to me, I ran into like-minded people and girls that were also into cars, and you really just meet nice people here. It's 99% of the people that you meet here really are just into cars and appreciate cars. Now, it's completely polarizing, absolute different from track culture. These guys just want their cars to look nice, but it's still very nice to see, especially if you appreciate cars, and you will always find some people that have the same exact interest as you. You know, you will run into people that might modify the same car that you're working on, or someone from forums of your manufacturer, and you meet them at this place. As long as people don't get hurt, or you know, people are extremely disrespectful, it just brings people together to like the same exact thing, which is cars. Now, there is already a lot of traffic on busy days, normal Touristenfahrten busy days, but on Car Friday, the entire track is usually super full, so I would avoid it. But people from all around the world come that day and they want to take their car on track. And you have just your normal person to your YouTubers, you know, famous people to people from TV. It's gonna be so full, and I would definitely avoid it, but it's always interesting to see. People from around the world really come to this place and want to be part of it. And to just be from here, I take a lot of pride in that. Of course, like, you can see like some people don't behave and stuff, but you have to imagine it like this. Everyone builds their cars and they put their heart and soul into it. You can't see it. You see all of these builds and, there's like hours on top of hours of work in those, right? So it's just really cool to see that. Because like I said, us in Germany, we don't really get to see this often. Either we have the Nürburgring or there really isn't that much. And I'm lucky that we don't have like insane takeover culture here, and everything is still very humane and very, very close and lovely. It's pretty crazy. Like you can go onto the racetrack, get out and see some of the craziest car culture we have to offer here. And yeah, I think that's super sick. To our surprise, we've seen OG Shiff in that day and his black Supra that he has rebuilt I don't know how many times, but it was there. Nice to see in person. Absolute beast of a car. Also DCT swap and still has a clutch pedal, so he has shifting pedals and DCT, but he can still engage with his clutch and do the occasional clutch kicking for drifting and whatnot. I think that's super cool.
Like you're shooting somebody with a shotgun.
No idea why it was on the trailer, honestly. He's gonna probably show that in one of his videos. And yeah, it's just lovely to see cars that are built like this next to show cars and, next to your typical Honda doing Honda things, for example. It was just great to see everything at once at the same day. A lot of the cars that you see here are actually built for the track. Cars like this, they're like half race cars. And the crazy thing about that is not only are they half race cars, they're driven by people that don't do anything else than driving Nürburgring, like Michi, for example, right? And these guys are like the Takumi of the Nürburgring, right? They don't do anything else than driving Nordschleife already for 5 to 10 years or something. And their times in their own car, in their street car, are like close to people in GT4 cars or M240i Cup cars, right? It's insane. They are basically doing the same times as pro drivers in their own car. And I think no one really shows that. People like scoff a little bit at Touristenfahrten, but it's pretty crazy. But yeah, race car for the street. And you're not allowed to track your times and lap times on Touristenfahrten itself because people try to avoid, people from aggressively driving. People are insanely fast around here, and I think it's fascinating. I feel like those people don't get the recognition like that. There's Misha and some YouTubers, but the local legends around here, I don't know, it's like an untold story. But yeah, if you want to take a lap around the ring yourself, I can only recommend you to go to places like Ring Freaks. If you don't want to wreck your own car, you can wreck their car, but insurance is gonna be pretty f***ing expensive, so don't do that. Be fully aware that you're stepping onto one of the most difficult tracks in the world, and you are under the scenario of almost, you can compare it to a multi-class race, right? Either you're going to be the slower car, someone else is going to be the faster car. It's absolutely terrifying if you are in a slow car and there is a GT3 RS zooming by, right? Especially in turns where you don't expect it and he's coming at you really quick, and you will be in generational debt, right? If you cause an accident. I took my first lap with a friend of mine who was an M240i Cup driver, and he had to cool me and slow me down as well because I was just way too excited. Take someone with you for your first lap. I can only recommend that, or take one of the guides there, the instructors. It's really gonna help you out. Don't be that guy that goes on here and has zero experience, only drives a car fast in a straight line and then makes himself a fool here. Don't underestimate this, right? There's so many people that wreck their car here and wreck rental cars. Just take some laps around the sim maybe and then come here. Take it easy, respect the track and respect the traffic here. Don't make yourself the fool that ends up in the barriers with someone else because they just underestimated and didn't really respect the track. It's just you have to pay the full price then. And that's why I recommend you renting a car like this, because even if you leak coolant and a GT3 RS, slips, crashes, hit the barrier, that's your fault, It's gonna be a hell of a time. And if you understand a little bit of motorsports and how to drive, this is just a dream. And this is something that we still have for everyone to access. It's insane. 30 euros, right? And you can just take your car here or rent something. In my opinion, it's just lovely like that. Where do you have this, right? A 10-minute lap maximum or minimum. It depends on how fast you are and what car you have. And you have everything, right? You have every track in one. You have basic, all of the turns being like Rouge. So many enthusiasts come around and gather here. And where in the world? You know, yeah, sure, Sebring, Laguna Seca. I would love to go there as well. But here, it's like nothing else. And it deserves a special place in people's hearts, in my opinion. And definitely go and check it out. The culture around it, and you know, a little bit of the history around the track. And Germany is really polarizing car culture. But yeah, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed this type of, you know, weird documentary I was doing, and you will see me soon again to talk more about journeys that we're gonna proceed with and showing the lifestyles along with it. And that's really something I want to do. Focus a bit less on just my car, even if I want to show you guys that every time now and then, but also focus on the journey and the lifestyle that we discover on that journey. So yeah, thanks guys. If you like the video, please like it. It's gonna help the channel. Subscribe is gonna mean the world for me because I love making these videos. And yeah guys, tell me your experience at Car Friday, and yeah, see you in the next video guys. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, bye bye.